Eric Sooth here for Rants and Reviews. About to check out at Strategicon Ars Victor. It's a great game, and here we have a guest reviewer with me, Chuck Scott from the Men in Black program for Steve Jackson. And so we're going to give this game a try, and we'll see how it goes. It took a little bit of time to get into the swing of it to understand how it works. But it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks like it's going to be pretty simple jumping into it. Once you figure out how the game works, it could have used a little bit better of a quick start reference, to be honest. But it looks really good. Okay. Chuck, do you have any initial thoughts from the game?
No, it looks pretty simple to play, but I'm confused about how the gameplay is going to actually go. So, well, I'll see. We'll find out.
Okay.
Let me take a couple pictures.
Awesome. Okay, and now I'm going to go over a little bit of how the game works. When you start off, you have your Vanguard. These are the pieces you get to put on the board. You have your reserves. These are the extra troops that you acquired, and this is going to be your headquarters. Then as well, when you put your first on the troops, you get to choose which bases go on them. These are basically the 4 different types. When you place a troop, you place them on the board with the icon showing on the right. Now it's very important to note which icon is showing, and you'll see why in a second. Now, just so you get a good idea, I set up each troop with each icon. As you see, some of the backgrounds for the pieces have the same color. Like these two have the same color, and these two have the same color. And that'll also come into play. So on your turn, by the way, when you put this on the board, you can put them wherever you want. So hypothetically speaking, you can put this one here, this one there, and this one here. And now the reason that you can put them as long as they're within the first box, the first row of pieces. When you put them there, there's some things to note, and that's attack and move. So for instance, the scavenger only has a melee attack, while the other pieces all have ranged attacks. When you move your characters, you can choose to spend one of your action points to just move, and that would include moving and running. So for instance, this is to run. This green bot one there is a move, and that's a run, and to move. Or you can spend 2 action points to make the characters move only and attack. When you move and attack, you would only get to move the character, the green triangles, their space. So for instance, this one could move 1. It's got 1 green triangle, and then attack. It would not be able to use the run. This one here would allow you to use 2 moves and attacks because it's got 2 green triangles. And this one here, when attacking, it cannot move at all because they're both run. So if you were to play a card, like say for instance this card, it would net you 3 points, and you can only play 1 card per turn. So out of those 3 points, you can spend however you see fit. However, you can never play action points from a command card that doesn't match at least the color. So for instance, these 2 people cannot be played with this card. Cannot be moved at all. However, if I bring this over here, you'll see that these 2 match the color of the card, and one of them only matches the icon. So for instance, if I wanted to say move him, it would take 1 action point because that's his color. But how if I wanted to move this one here, because it matches the color, I can use them, but I have to spend an additional action point to be able to use him with this card. So for instance, I have 2 points left. I would not be able to attack with this character because the fact that it would take 3 points to do so. However, if I play 2 points, since they don't match, I can move him the 2 because of that. Now, if I wanted to, say for instance, use this card would allow me to control these 2 pieces, but again, I'd have to pay the penalty on this one here for it not being the exact icon. So with 2 pieces, for instance, I could choose to move this one, and then I could choose to attack with this one for 3 action points. not allowing me to move this one at all, but just fire a shot at a range of 4. And this one will just move forward 2 pieces. When you get into the game later, if you want to put another piece on the board, you'll have to spend 1 of your action points. So, for instance, if I wanted to put one on the board of my reserves, it would go on the outside row, and it would have to match the card that I played in its action point. And that's how you put a piece on the board. Go through a quick attack scenario, and that's basically about it. So, for instance, I played this card. I can spend 2 action points to make this character be able to move and attack. I get to move him up to 2. I'm going to move him 1, and then I can attack with close range. The colors that represent right there represent 3 red die. So when I roll to attack, the matter is resolved like this, and these are the 3 dice that I roll. If I was to roll a list die, what happened in this situation would be that the person receiving the attack would normally receive 1 hit and 1 push. Now, it's important to note that characters have special abilities. So, for instance, the other character has a red like stop sign shape, and then also the take cover blue half circle and circle. Now, those abilities allow them to convert 1 hit into a push for the take cover and 1 push into a hit. However, at this point there's a hit and a push, so there would really be no point in transferring both. But if he wanted to, he could exchange the hit for a push or the push for a hit. Since he's on a command spot, it would probably be better for him to want to take the hit as opposed to a push. So he could choose to change it into a hit and take 2 hits. Now the character has 4 life, so you'd put like a 2-hit marker on the character to let him know that he's only got 2 hits left on his character. And that's basically combat. Some people have special abilities in the game, but I'm not going to go into all of the abilities. But yes, you just roll the dice, and so the faces are hits, pushes, blanks, and then there's a tough push hit, and that's for people who are like bugging out, and the colored in skull is for people who are tough. But again, those are all about abilities, so I won't go into that.
Next to you, right?
Yeah.
I can move 1 and still attack. So I'm going to put 1 on this guy here.
If you want to move and attack, it's 2.
I'm going to put 1 here just to attack from here.
No,
because there's
anytime
nothing
you
in my
attack,
way.
it costs 2.
Oh, wait a minute.
You can, whenever you want to attack, you can move and attack, but it's so basically it costs the same.
An attack is 2 no matter what.
If you want to move and attack, you can, but there's no cheaper thing for just attacking. It's only 1 if you want to just move.
Thank you. All right, so then I'm just going to move to here. Not that I needed to be in that particular spot, but that's where I'm going. Wait a minute.
Was he? I think he was a castle.
Was he a castle?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be on. That's why it's important. It's on the right. So it would cost you 3 to attack and move.
Yeah, I'm thinking about this now. This guy, I have to move him.
You can't move him at all.
Why can't I?
Because he's not the matching color of the card you played.
This guy, I can move and... Well, after getting past the confusions of the rules, the way it's worded, it actually turned out to be a lot of fun. I mean, I didn't win, but I rarely do. Okay, but it was a lot of fun to play. I could see a lot of potential here. I would love to play it again.
I also thought the game was a lot of fun. There was a little bit of a hiccups in the beginning, but once you're able to play it and understand it, it went pretty smoothly. Yeah, this is definitely a great game, and Stephen DeBaum did an amazing job. Thank you so much, and we'll be doing more games. We might even touch down on this again with another one of my reviewers later this con. Thank you so much.